So today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Journeys episode 92, Gengar Does Its Best, The Road to Gigantamaxing. The title pretty much speaks for itself, so getting right into it, the episode starts off with Ash and Go, who are looking for Allister so that they can get information on Gigantamaxing Gengar, which is why they came to the town in the first place. It also gets confirmed that the town has two gym leaders, that being Allister and Bea, at the same time, which is pretty cool since the anime is basically the Sword and Shield timeline combined. So after getting to Allister's gym, Ash decides to call out for him since he can't really see the entrance, and that's when they find out who Allister really is. Then Ash tells him that he wants to Gigantamax Gengar. So Allister takes them to the stadium, and along the way they see Bea, which was an unexpected and nice surprise in this episode. And I like how she asks Ash if he's here to battle, but he tells her what's going on with Gengar. Then she looks at Allister and smiles and tells Ash to give it all he's got. Then we see Ash try to Gigantamax Gengar, but it doesn't work since Gengar can only Dynamax. So Allister tells him that he needs to drink the Max soup so that it'll be able to Gigantamax. So throughout the episode we see them go after the Max mushrooms. First they get some near Galarian Corsola that Go ends up catching, then a Trevenant in the forest, and after that they get the last cluster from a Dreepy and a Dracloak, and Allister starts to make the Max soup. And after they're done making the soup, they get some time to talk to Allister about his ability to speak with Pokemon, and he's worried that they would think he's weird, but Ash and Go say that they're actually jealous and they think that it's cool. And Go even comments that Ash can do something similar, and ironically Allister calls Ash weird after he gives a description for it. Afterwards Ash promises to watch the pot since Allister has already done a lot, but he ends up falling asleep. So Allister has to do it himself, and while he does, he talks to Gengar and says he figured out why Gengar wants to grow stronger for Ash and stay by his side, and it's because Gengar has been doing good ever since he's joined Ash and is no longer lonely, which I thought was pretty nice. So the next day Gengar drinks the Max soup and they go to the gym to test it out, and Bea shows up to watch and is surprised that Allister is helping someone, which just shows how much Allister has grown to like them. Then the moment of truth happens and Ash is able to successfully Gigantamax Gengar, and they celebrate. Afterwards, Ash and Go get on the train to leave, and Allister sees them off, and Ash says goodbye, and that's where the episode ends. This was a pretty straightforward episode when it comes to the plot. It answered some of the questions I had from last episode too, like why they were in this town, and if Bea and Allister shared a gym, which I thought was pretty cool since they do. And the episode ended with Gengar being able to Gigantamax. My only complaint is how fast it all happened. I knew this was going to happen eventually. I even made a video about Gengar Gigantamaxing, but I didn't think it would happen in such a small time frame. We literally learned that Gengar wanted to Gigantamax in this episode after a single frame of Ash looking at a Gigantamax Gengar with no context. Then we just move on to Gengar trying to figure out how to Gigantamax, and I get that this needed to happen, but it was definitely rushed. We should have at least gotten some time to see Gengar and Ash come to the conclusion that they wanted to Gigantamax instead of it just happening. This kinda just felt random. So even though it made sense within the confines of the episode, it still happened too quickly in my opinion. But despite that, I still really enjoyed this episode, and I liked the moments with Allister and his interactions with Ash, Go, and even Bea. It was also really nice to see Bea in this episode, even though it wasn't actually necessary. But I'm glad they answered the question and brought Bea along at the same time. It's always great seeing more Galar characters in the anime. With that being said, this episode gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. What did you think of this episode and Ash getting Gigantamax Gengar? I think now is the perfect time for it, especially with Galar characters like Marnie and Piers appearing soon, so this couldn't have happened at a better time. With that being said, this officially marks my last review of the year, and on Christmas too, so Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates it. I have a few more videos planned for the rest of the year, so be sure to stay tuned for those. With that being said, thanks for watching, and bye.